It's Wednesday, May 13th.
We're doing very well with China, and working with China has been very good. So we look forward to it.
U.S. President Donald Trump touches down in China this morning, saddled by baggage from the war in Iran and a global trade war.
Nursing, police, and fire are paying a bit more and a better work-life balance, and that's just what we need to advocate for and bring that for paramedics as well.
There's a shortage of paramedics in Saskatchewan right now.
So it's really important that we engage with the youth. Furthermore,
Four Saskatchewan students are being recognized for leadership in agriculture. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Happy Wednesday morning.
Beautiful night last night. What did you get up to?
Gorgeous. Not a whole lot, actually. I did have a good nap when I got home.
Brand new barbecue?
And brand new barbecue. Windows open, letting that fresh air in.
You're not barbecuing in the house, are you? Oh, my goodness. That's good. At 6:01, let's get to news. We begin with that outbreak that we've been talking so much about. 16 people in Canada now isolating with links to the hantavirus outbreak. Ontario's Ministry of Health says those individuals considered low-risk contacts. That means they came into contact with one of the high-risk people. In Alberta and BC, another 6 people are isolating, all of whom remain asymptomatic, according to provincial health officials. The Government of Canada also now implementing temporary measures to prevent any passenger or crew member from that cruise ship from boarding a flight to Canada. For the 28th year, the Saskatchewan Workers' Compensation Board met with customers and partners to discuss safety. Customer insights and shared solutions was the theme of this year's sold-out event, which included keynote speakers sharing messages about workplace safety and risk-based decision-making. WCB says they are available to help not only manage claims, but to help prevent claims from happening.
An injury doesn't just impact the worker. It impacts the workplace. It impacts families. It impacts communities. And anything we can do to prevent those injuries from happening, and or if an injury happens, how do we really help them rehabilitate and return to work? Those have positive impacts beyond just that injured worker.
The WCB was established in 1911 to provide a no-fault insurance system that provides compensation regardless of who is at fault. There's a shortage of paramedics in Saskatchewan. Jeremy Dodge tracking that story for us. What are we learning, Jeremy?
Daryl, good morning. So the Paramedics Services Chiefs of Saskatchewan say there are about 200 vacant primary care paramedic positions across the province. The province has introduced bursaries of up to $10,000 for students who commit to working in EMS, but recruitment and retention remain a challenge as paramedics leave for higher paying jobs in nursing, policing, and firefighting. The issue was brought to light during the annual conference for paramedic chiefs in Saskatoon this week.
Nursing, police, and fire are paying a bit more and a better work-life balance, and that's just what we need to advocate for and bring that for paramedics as well. Make sure they're quite often full-time.
And staffing shortage comes as EMS crews are responding to more calls. Paramedics say they're seeing a rise in overdoses and suicide-related emergencies across the province. A 26-year-old man has died following a crash south of Saskatoon. Happened Monday night just before midnight on Highway 15 in the RM of Rosedale. RCMP say a vehicle rolled. The driver, the only person in the vehicle, died at the scene. He has been identified as being from the area. Investigators are looking into what contributed to this crash. Well, Daryl, some local events unsure about their future following the sale of Real District.
And that's going to include some pavilions of the Mosaic Festival of Cultures. For the past few years, the Spirit of China Pavilion was hosting their event at the Queensbury Convention Centre, one of the buildings that is a part of the Real Deal. Organizers are hopeful the new owners will recognize the importance of this event.
It's just a very important event, and I'm hoping that in the future they really take that into consideration and take it to heart that so many people work so hard to put it on, and it does almost take a year.
As the festival will go on unaffected because the takeover is set for after it closes, but for next year they're hoping it can continue for years to come. Sodexo workers are on strike at 15 Wing Moose Jaw. 35 employees that are members of the Public Service Alliance of Canada Prairie Region working for Sodexo have been in contract negotiations over the past year. These employees include cooks, cleaners, maintenance staff, and general help. They're asking for higher wages and a better benefits package.
You can't put thanks in the bank. They can verbally say we appreciate you, but when you can't pay us a living wage, and we just don't, that is not a fair living wage at all, what we're getting. And a lot of us are long-term here. We have some young people coming up that are wanting to stay. We love our jobs.
Workers say that they will continue to strike until they reach a fair agreement. 15 Wings said in a statement it's working to ensure the continuity of essential services for as long as the job action continues. Crews are making progress fighting a wildfire northwest of Edmonton.
Whitecourt is probably very old, and right now it's just a little tinderbox because all that old grass is still there. If the fire does shift directions, I don't know how much time we'll have.
It's still burning out of control near the community of Whitecourt. As of yesterday, a cloud of smoke hanging over the town is gone. Alberta Fire is warning that the situation could change quickly. More than 100 people have been forced out of their homes. We do know at least one has been destroyed. More than 120 homes have had the power shut off. Elections Alberta says the leader of a separatist group called the Centurion Project is not cooperating with an investigation into the voters list leak.
I'm sure that there's going to be, quite extensive involvement from investigative lawyers, general counsel, looking to see what sorts of measures they can undertake to gain compliance.
The agency tells CTV News that David Parker has so far refused to comply with the cease and desist letter sent last week. It required Parker to sign the statement declaring he would stop using the official voter list, which contains the names, addresses, and phone numbers of nearly 3 million Albertans. A judge also ordered Parker's group late last month to remove that personal information from an app it created to make it publicly accessible. Experts say Parker could face obstruction charges as well as a potential contempt of court penalty if the case against him progresses. That could result in fines, jail time, or both. A report from Ontario's Auditor General is warning about too many unqualified truck drivers on the road.
Students were not taught key elements such as left turns at major intersections, reverse parking, and emergency stopping.
The Office of the Auditor General put undercover students at several private career colleges in the province. They found some of the schools cut corners on training hours and skills. The auditor also found a quarter of schools providing basic training programs had never been expected at all. Others were still handing out certificates after being barred from doing so. The Premier of Ontario says he expects training schools to maintain standards. Dunkin' is coming to Canada again. Foodtastic is one of Canada's leading restaurant operators and has signed a master franchising agreement to open hundreds of Dunkin' Donuts locations. The first Canadian location is expected to open this year or early 2027. Dunkin' currently has more than 14,000 locations in nearly 40 markets. The chain used to have more than 200 locations in Quebec, but left the Canadian market in 2018 after Quebec franchisees sued the company for not sufficiently promoting the brand. The Montreal Canadiens losing a heartbreaker to the Buffalo Sabres, dropping Game 4 of their best-of-7 series.
Here with Buffalo. You saw the graphic. Ooh, that was a strange.
Oh, it's in!
Go in! It is in! It hit the back.
Rutrow, Sabres down the Habs 3-2. Strange goal there with the Sabres taking the lead on the power play in the third. Series now tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5 goes tomorrow in Buffalo. Game 6 will shift back to Montreal on Saturday night. The Everett Silvertips will try to take a stranglehold on the WHL final tonight.
Bear across the blue line for Liskey on the left. He'll fire blocker away. Rebound scores. Julius Mietnin on the
Julius Mietnin, 13th of the season, postseason rather, was the game winner late in the third as the Silver Tips edged the Pre-A Raiders 3-2. The Tips threw 44 shots on goal. Great game from Michael Orsulak despite the loss. Game 4 goes tonight in PA at 7:30. Get those tickets now. We need a new code word of the day, Janelle.
That's right. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is reward. You can head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter reward with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. Now let's take a look at what we're seeing for the next few days at least. We do have some special weather statements out for a good portion of Saskatchewan. We'll get more into that coming up here. But first, let's take a look at this current temperature in Regina, seeing that sun rise and plenty of that sunshine. 7 degrees and those wind speeds at about 13 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon, 11 degrees, 20 kilometer per hour winds, expecting a bit more of a cloudy day today. Now let's take a look at these highs across the province. So the Battlefords will be seeing 28 along with Saskatoon. Swift Current, Moose Jaw 28 as well. Yorkton 27 along with Prince Albert. Now for our future cast, this is where we can see that rain coming in. This is expected to start in the later hours tonight through Thursday and also into the early morning hours of Friday. So lots of precipitation. We'll get into those specific amounts here. First, let's take a look at the wind gusts. So southern and central Saskatchewan is under that special weather statement due to these severe winds. Southerly winds are expected to gust up to 80 kilometers per hour and widespread westerly winds up to about 70 kilometers per hour. So plenty of wind, plenty of rain. In addition to those high wind speeds, southwestern and west central Saskatchewan is expecting that significant rainfall with anywhere from about 20 to 40 millimeters by Friday night. So some things to be aware of going into these next few days will be impacting what you're able to do, even driving conditions. For a 7-day forecast, 27 degrees today for our high in Regina. Tomorrow 16 and of course that rain. Now Friday, 16 as well, but seeing a little bit more sunshine, and through the weekend, 13 on Saturday. Sunday wrapping up the week with 8 and a little bit more rain. Over to Saskatoon, 28 is that high for today. Tomorrow seeing that rain, about 14 degrees. Now Friday, still seeing some more rain at about 8 degrees. Going into the weekend with that precipitation, 6 is that high on Saturday, and Sunday wrapping things up with a little bit more sunshine and 8 degrees. Well, over the years, we've covered our share of dog shows. It's now time to give cats their due.
Oh, good.
Yeah, 150 cats competed in this year's Cat Show Expo in Bulgaria. Judges come from all over the world to hand out prizes like Best in Show and Audience Favorites. Besides from a place to showcase cats, the expo is also the chance to learn about pet health, nutrition, and responsible
Oh, there's one of those
living.
scary hairless cats.
I don't mind them. This might be a little bit of a hot take.
You wouldn't.
I don't think I'd want one willingly, but if one came to me, the cat distribution system.
The cat just the stork dropped off a cat.
Exactly,
right?
And I would take it, of course.
The hairless cats are like the tiger ice cream of the cat world. There's only a certain percentage like them, and then they love them.
Yes.
Let's get over to our question of the day. I hate cats. Email me. I don't care. Question of the day time.
Yeah, our question today is, if you could have dinner with any celebrity, past or present, who would it be? You can text us at 10400. Standard message and data rates may apply. Or you can scan that QR code on the screen. Daryl, who would you have dinner with?
Jeremy Dodge.
Amazing.
Fantastic hair.
Yes.
great
We've
personality.
done that.
Yeah, we have done that.
Yes.
That's true.
Dreams do come true.
Check.
Check is right.
So do we have a caveat on this? Do they have to be living, or they could be
anyone?
Anybody.
Absolutely anyone. Yeah.
I think Ernest Hemingway would be fascinating.
Yeah.
And we're distantly related. Jeremy?
Usually celebrities, I don't have really any desire to hang with them. I want to watch and appreciate what they do from afar. But Keith Morrison, Dateline NBC. Yeah, I'd like to have a conversation with him.
Now, Gen X, what do you think?
All right. I would have dinner with Liam Payne. Don't even get me started on Liam
One
Payne.
Direction. Yeah, One Direction.
Don't
One
even get me
Direction.
going.
I thought it was going to be some sort of TikToker or YouTuber. We want to hear from you. Scan the QR code on your screen. We're back with more Your Morning right after this.
Oil inventories around the world are falling at a record pace and will continue to drop for months as the disruption to Middle East supplies from the Iran war intensifies. According to the International Energy Agency, global observed oil inventories declined at about a rate of 4 million barrels a day in March and April, according to a monthly report from the agency, which is coordinating the release of emergency fuel stocks by major economies like the U.S., Japan, and Germany. It says the market will remain severely undersupplied until October, even if the conflict ends next month. Canada's total residential mortgage debt surpassed $2.4 trillion in January, up 4.8% year over year, showing early but contained signs of strain, according to the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation. The new report says rising unemployment, weakening household finances, and higher renewal costs are the leading causes of vulnerability across the mortgage market. The national 90-day or more delinquency rate increased to 0.24% in the fourth quarter, up from 0.21 a year earlier. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Now let's head out and check in with Mike Siona, who is getting a sneak peek of a local production of Annie this morning. Mike.
Yeah, it's a hard knock life for us this morning, that's for sure. I'm here with Corley McNarland and all of the students who are all set to present Annie. Corley, tell us about this production.
Well, we're so excited. We have 2 casts. We're running from May 19th to May 22nd, 6 shows. We have a junior cast, a senior cast, and we're including 200 people from our school.
That's amazing. Yeah. Like 244 kids involved in this. It's Silverwood Heights, by the way, school. Yes. We're watching Hard Knock Life. How much work has gone into this? It must have been a hard knock rehearsal or two.
Yes, we've done a lot of work. I'm so proud of the kids. They've worked so hard. They come to rehearsals. They support each other. Our older cast helps our younger cast. It's just been so wonderful to watch their growth, their confidence, and I just can't wait for them to take the stage. I'm so excited.
Now, obviously, that's coming up next week. You've got a series of shows, some matinees, some evenings. Give us the rundowns. How can people come and watch this?
Yes, we still have lots of tickets left. So we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday matinees at 1, and we have an evening show on Wednesday and Thursday from 6 to 7. Showtime runs an hour.
I love that. It's really good, and just that moment when the curtain opens, what do you think they're going to be feeling, the kids?
I think they're excited. I think there's going to be some nerves, as always, but I think they're so excited, and I know that they're very proud of themselves, and they just want to show everybody what all their hard work has done.
Now, I know Annie, you know Annie. Maybe for some of the kids it's a news story. Why did you choose Annie?
I chose Annie because I was thinking for costuming it might be a little bit easier and stuff like that. We haven't done a musical at Silverwood for many years, and it's a story that I think it's just such a feel-good story, and it was a smaller cast. I wasn't expecting to have like 90 kids come and audition, so that's why we ended up doing 2 casts, but it's awesome.
Perfect. Okay, well, there you go. We'll be watching it, and, well, I'm sure the sun will come up at some point as well here, you guys.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing more a little later on.
The forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, 7 degrees. Lunchtime brings us to 25 and sunny skies, and final bell 27. Over in Saskatoon, 11 degrees by the time you get onto the bus, 26 by about 12 p.m. noon, and final bell, 28 degrees. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $1.85.9. The lowest you might find is $1.66.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost is $1.84.9, and the lowest you might find is $1.77.9. Taking a look at the farm markets, the street price of canola is $701.23 per ton, and the futures price is $754.20 per ton. Amber Durum wheat is $278.59 per ton. Red spring wheat is $309.47 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 72.94 cents US. After the break, Daryl will take you through the approved CFL rule changes for 2026.
That's it. Welcome to Your Morning. It is 6:29. The death of a 21-year-old woman in Turner Lake is renewing calls for more policing and frontline resources in northern Saskatchewan. RCMP say they responded to a report of an injured woman Friday at a home in Turner Lake, about 590 kilometers northwest of Saskatoon. Paramedics responded and declared 21-year-old Shaila Montegrand dead at the scene. 25-year-old Darian Montegrand is facing 5 charges, including manslaughter, following the death. The NDP is now calling on the province to address long-standing requests for more policing and frontline resources in northern communities. The Community Safety Minister says the government is open to exploring additional options.
Our government's very willing to work with the RCMP, Public Safety Canada, and our First Nations partners to see what other opportunities are available.
Darian Mongrand's next court appearance is scheduled for June 1st in La Loche. Dragonfly delivery drivers are now on their 5th day of protesting in Saskatoon. A number of delivery drivers say they were fired after walking off the job after the company, which handles mostly Amazon packages, lowered wages. While these workers are not currently unionized, that didn't stop the Canadian Union of Postal Workers from joining the protest as a show of support.
We are really saddened to hear about how our friends at Dragonfly were being taken advantage of, and we have a lot of support, as you can hear, and so we wanted to come out and show support. It's completely unfair that they should be delivering parcels basically for free with no health and safety provisions.
We reached out to Dragonfly, have yet to receive a response. 3 First Nations in Saskatchewan have signed a memorandum of understanding to tackle the drug crisis in their home communities. Sierra D'Souza Butts with the details.
For the first time, Muscopheating Saulteaux Nation, Pasqua First Nation, and Piapot First Nation have signed a tri-nation agreement.
I think what's going to hold us together is just having the same heart and same vision.
The Memorandum of Understanding focuses on strategies to tackle the drug crisis happening in the 3 communities while holding each nation accountable by working together.
If we were to try and clean up Muscopheating, they would just come from the other neighboring reserves. So we wanted to come together and work together, brainstorm to figure out a way how we can combat the addictions in our community, how we can combat the drugs and the dealers in our community.
We always think long-term safety for our youth, being more proactive with our youth, with drugs, alcohol, violence.
As part of the agreement, a committee will be established with 2 to 3 members from Muscopheating, Pasqua, and Piapot. From there, the group will meet on a regular basis to discuss strategies and report back to all 3 First Nation councils.
One of the areas is making bylaws, hopefully someday, that our bylaws will service every nation. So that's in the works. And also, too, we're looking at a police force on the 3 nations.
Adding, plans for a treatment center between all 3 communities will be another area of focus.
There's a lot of problems with the fentanyl crisis and the crystal meth crisis within our nations, and we're close to the city of Regina, so we'd like to address that and make a better life for our youth.
Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Muscopheating Saulteaux Nation.
U.S. President Donald Trump has touched down in China this morning as a high-stakes visit begins.
Very good meeting. I spoke with President Xi. We both look forward to the meeting. It's going to be great.
President Trump's last visit to China was in 2017. This time, he is arriving amid an ongoing global trade tension and during the U.S. conflict with Iran. President Trump has indicated he would like China's cooperation on that conflict. Both leaders are expected to bring their own priorities to the table. Among China's key concerns is a proposal for U.S. arms sales package to Taiwan. FBI Director Kash Patel has responded to allegations he drinks excessively on the job and has been unreachable by staff at various times.
Occasions when your security detail had difficulty waking or locating you, is that right?
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so.
I'm not saying it, Director Patel. It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
No, the only person that ran up...
He also called the allegations unequivocally, categorically false. Patel lashed out at Senator Chris Van Hollen after the Maryland Democrat confronted him about a recent article in The Atlantic which contained the drinking allegations. Patel also has filed a $250 million lawsuit over this story. The exchange happened during yesterday's Senate committee budget hearing. Prince Albert's historic Central Avenue is one step closer to becoming a two-way street. At Monday's City Council meeting, Council voted on the design for the future streetscape for Central Avenue, which includes a switch from one-way to two-way traffic. The city says two-way will make it easier for drivers to access businesses, and some of the infrastructure in the area is more than 100 years old and in need of replacement.
The whole official plan that we have about being an arts and education center in the downtown, it just allows for that to happen while we're doing the infrastructure that we would be doing anyway.
A city administration report from March says the project could take at least 2 years to be construction ready. A Saskatchewan teen has created a mobile tornado siren to help warn his community when severe weather strikes. Here's CTV's Allison Bamford.
A loud warning projected across this quiet prairie town, telling the residents of Cutknife, Saskatchewan, a tornado is coming.
If you hear it, get to shelter.
Grade 12 student Aaron Rutley has been chasing storms ever since he could drive.
It is a very dangerous hobby.
He's behind the wheel of the mobile tornado siren, inspired by storm sirens in the United States and his own experience chasing tornadoes.
So I thought, let's mount the siren onto the truck itself, chase the tornado, confirm it on the ground, and then issue our own warnings as a little bit of a backup to the already Environment Canada alerts.
It's a passion project he shares with his friend Logan Weikley.
I'm the navigator, so I'm searching for roads and finding out which way the storm is going.
So far, no tornadoes have been reported in Saskatchewan this year, and there's no threat of any right now. This is just a test run for Rutley to work out all the kinks.
We got to know if our routes that we have planned right now are actually going to be able to be heard throughout the entire town itself.
Very few places in Canada have tornado alarms. Western University campus is one of them. Dave Sills of the Northern Tornadoes Project says it can help fill gaps in the warning system.
Well, not everybody has a cell phone, and not everybody has their cell phone on them all the time. And certainly it's just one more way to make sure people are aware that something big is happening.
For now, Rutley's siren can only operate in Cutknife under town council approval. He hopes one day he can expand the project, but until then, he's focusing on the small victories.
I'm very glad that we're finally actually testing it. Now it's coming to fruition,
making his community a little safer. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Cutknife, Saskatchewan.
The CFL announced a few rule changes for the upcoming season recommended by a group consisting of head coaches, officials, and the CFLPA, along with team presidents. One of the big ones, there will be no more ties. If things remain tied after 2 overtime mini-games, the teams will have one chance to score a 2-point conversion from the 3-yard line until a winner is determined. All turnovers will lead to an automatic review from the replay center, so no need to use a challenge. Announced last year, you no longer longer get a single point for any kick that goes out of the end zone. It must stay in the end zone and not be advanced past the goal line, so limiting the rouge. A kick that goes out of bounds through the end zone will no longer be rewarded with a point, or hits the uprights from a field goal. They'll start on the 40-yard line now. So a couple of changes that you need to be aware of. Let's get over to the Weather Center. We're getting closer and closer to football season. Training camp, of course, is underway up in Saskatoon. It looks like they got some decent weather for it.
Yeah, they sure do, except for the next 3 days. That is when things are looking a little bit cooler, very windy, and a little bit rainy. We do have some watches and warnings to go over right away, but first let's take a look at this current temperature here in Regina. 7 degrees, seeing some more sunshine and about 13-kilometer-per-hour winds. Over to Saskatoon now, 11 degrees, seeing those winds a little bit higher at about 20 kilometers per hour. Saskatoon and those surrounding communities can also expect to see clouds gathering a little bit sooner. Now let's take a look at our highs throughout the province here. We do have beautiful temperatures to look forward to, at least for the next little while. The Battlefords in Saskatoon at 28 for their high. Swift Current Moose Jaw also at that 28-degree mark. Yorkton 27 along with Prince Albert. Now let's take a look at our futurecast, where we can see that rain moving through the province here. We are expecting to see that begin later tonight, all day throughout tomorrow, in the early morning hours of Friday. So lots of precipitation on the way, along with these high wind gusts. So southern and central Saskatchewan is under that special weather statement due to these severe winds. Southerly winds are expected to gust up to 80 kilometers per hour. Those widespread westerly winds are expected to go anywhere to about 70 kilometers per hour. So again, seeing these wind gusts very strong, those wind speeds are climbing. Now for our total rainfall amounts. In addition to those high wind speeds, southwestern and west central Saskatchewan is expecting significant rainfall for at least the next day, with anywhere from 20 to 40 millimeters by Friday night. So lots to look forward to. Make sure you're careful when you're going out doing whatever you have to do for these next few days, because those conditions are going to get a little rough. Now for our 5-day forecast in Regina. 27 as that high today. Again, beautiful temperatures. Tomorrow, though, we're going down to about 16 degrees and again seeing that rain. Friday, 16 degrees as well, but starting to see some sunshine. Saturday, 13, and we've got Sunday at 8 degrees with some precipitation. Over to Saskatoon now, 28 is the high for today. Seeing a little bit of that sunshine. However, those clouds will begin to gather a little later this afternoon. Tomorrow, 14 degrees with that rain. Now the rain for Saskatoon is lasting a little bit longer. Friday 8 degrees and Saturday 6, the last day of that precipitation.
Welcome inside the Sports Center newsroom. Adam Scully here with your must-see moment from Tuesday in Fort. We're heading to Laval, Quebec. Frost taking on the Victoire's second period. Frost break in. Vanessa Upson feeds Elizabeth Giguère. But she is robbed by Anne-Renée Desbiens. Unbelievable save by the Victoire netminder. Stacks the pads and makes the glove save a la Martin Brodeur. Desbiens, highlight reel save, earned your must-see moment from Tuesday. Wednesday on TSN, you can see WNBA action when the Storm visit the Tempo. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Despite a recent outbreak of hantavirus on a cruise ship now docked at the Canary Islands, medical experts in the province of Saskatchewan say there is little to worry about in the province in terms of an outbreak. The variant of the virus in Canada can only be transmitted from rodents to humans, unlike the rare strain that was found on the ship that can be transmitted from human to human.
As far as the outbreak on the ship is concerned, obviously that was very concerning for the passengers on the ship, but everything is being handled, and the people who needed to come back to Canada are here and are being looked after in their respective provinces.
Instead, the Saskatchewan Health Authority is reminding Saskatchewanians to be wary during the spring and summer seasons when cleaning out enclosed spaces that rodents such as mice like to hide in over the winter.
When you're opening up a cottage or a shed that's been closed over the winter, let it air out for half an hour. don't sweep up using a broom that generates the dust. Use wet mopping methods.
There is no current vaccine available for the hantavirus, but that doesn't mean researchers like those at the University of Saskatchewan's Vaccine and Infectious Diseases Organization aren't diligently working on creating one.
As a researcher, you want the things you develop to actually make it into humans and have an impact, right? So we're obviously still very early in the stuff that we're working on right now. Other people in different regions globally have been working on vaccines as well for a long time.
Warner says that Vito is currently in the very early stages of vaccine research, with clinical trial testing being done on mice and hamsters to test their immune response. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Greetings, everyone. 2025 was a big year in the mining industry in Saskatchewan, with the sector generating over $12.8 billion in mineral sales. Now, as a part of its path towards reconciliation, the Mosaic Company has announced its 2030 Reconciliation Action Plan, aiming to attract more Indigenous peoples to the mining industry here in Saskatchewan. Sierra D'Souza Butts tells us more.
Before joining the mining industry at Mosaic Company, Derek Lejambe was a power engineer by trade.
What really got to me was Mosaic and potash, especially, is very stable. You know, people are always going to eat. There's always going to be demand. So it was a good choice for me.
Lejambe currently works as a maintenance supervisor supporting the mill services underground. Throughout his 6 years working for Mosaic, he has witnessed the company open up opportunities for Indigenous people, including himself.
One of the things I spoke about in the past was I was not proud to be Indigenous, right? So working for a Mosaic, and also my own personal, working at Mosaic has allowed me and actually encouraged me to work towards that.
Now, he is hoping he can be part of the reason to attract the next generation of Indigenous youth into the industry, as growing Indigenous representation in the workforce is also part of Mosaic's 2030 Reconciliation Action Plan.
For Mosaic, we looked at reconciliation through the lens of where could we make the biggest impact. And for us, and with our operations in Saskatchewan, where we're mining potash, jobs is a big one, our partnerships, as well as our own workforce culture internally.
Part of Mosaic's action plan for the next 5 years is to expand its entry-level jobs to Indigenous people while also focusing on hiring and procurement. Jones says working underground in the mine is not the only job in the industry.
Of course, we need a lot of great people to work underground or in our mills and our mines, but we also have great jobs in procurement, in health and safety, in HR, in things like what I do, public affairs and government relations. So there's a lot of careers in mining.
Lejambe says educating people on the different opportunities there are for youth is the first step towards them pursuing a career in mining, adding he encourages people to give it a shot.
In this case, the Indigenous youth, I feel that they are poised to take the place that their ancestors, that their relatives before them couldn't have.
For Indigenous Circle, I'm Sierra D'Souza Butts in Regina.
If you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle is brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
It's May 13th and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy 11th birthday to Jacob, your mom and dad. Hope you enjoy your special day. Happy 72nd birthday to Wendy. Your grandkids love you so much. And Seth is turning 4. Happy birthday to you with lots of love from mom and dad. Happy birthday to Rod from Chad and Trina, who hope you have a great day. And happy 7th birthday to Paula. Your family loves you and all the joy you bring to their hearts.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
Janelle really wants me to talk about the fact that you posted that cake with you and Ella Langley on it, and she said I would just be so upset?
I cleared it with my wife at first. I was like, this is going to happen. Are you okay with it? As she was kind of cropped out on the side. And she did laugh. There was also swears towards me, so it was a roller coaster of emotion. But you can check that out on our Facebook and Instagram page. Today, though, maybe this dives me over there. We are talking about dating apps, and then, yeah, after I put up that cake, who knows what happens. But there's an app out there that is now going AI-driven for finding you a match. Instead of just swiping until you find something, they said, well, let's look at your algorithm, let's find what you actually want, and let's go AI matchmaker. So would you be interested in that? If you're single, you can text over 54321. Also, name that sound coming up 740. We are still going. Money has climbed to $1,200, so get ready to win that this morning, hopefully.
We have questions from the control room. What is the app called?
Oh, this was an edition of the Bumble app.
Okay, there we go.
Yep.
If you're at home and you want some
Go get
love,
a control room.
There you go. All right, Chase, thanks. Do it again in an hour.
And see you then.
Weird Al Yankovic is headed to Broadway. Dare to be Stupid, the Weird Al musical, is being developed for the stage. It's to feature an original story and incorporate the Parody Master's most loved songs. Lupita Nyong'o plays two characters in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. A Time magazine profile of Nolan reveals the Oscar-winning actress plays both Helen of Troy and her sister Clytemnestra. Matt Damon leads the cast of The Odyssey in theaters July 17th.
One wish, Willow. You only get one wish. I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
All together now, be careful what you wish for. A hopeless romantic discovers the price of his desire in Obsession. Michael Johnston and Indy Navarrete star in the supernatural horror thriller, which opens in theaters Friday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Guests go first, as always.
All right, well, here's a dog that just got her first taste of coffee.
Oh, whoa.
Don't blink or you'll miss her. Versace, the collie, got a big jolt after taking a sip of her mom's Java. This caffeinated canine raced around the neighborhood for hours before finally passing out.
I mean, collies are fast, but
that's
wow.
good coffee. Woo.
Look at her go.
We want what she's got.
No doubt. Hey, this next video proves that repetition really is the key to learning.
Bye-bye, Jaru. Bye-bye, Jaru. Bye-bye, shop. Bye-bye, shop.
Asa, in the bye-bye era,
yep.
Todd just learned how to say see you later. Make sure nothing gets missed.
That's so cute.
JD, quickly, we got time for one more.
All right, this baby in its jumping era.
Oh.
Yeah, this is off the coast of Australia. Baby dolphin learning how to jump. It's just a week old.
What a whimsical moment.
We're going to leap off into our own little commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome to Wednesday, May 13th.
You can't put thanks in the bank.
Some workers on strike at 15 Wing Moose Jaw.
An injury doesn't just impact the worker.
The Workers' Compensation Board met with customers and partners to discuss safety.
Doobie cuts it loose to the front of the goal. Irving chops it on. Doobie gets the rack of the rebound. It's still in front. Loose somewhere here. Riddler is able to cover it up and stop.
And the WHL final shifts to Prince Albert for Game 3. We've got some highlights coming up. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thank you for being back with us.
Remind everybody out there what our question du jour is.
Yes, we want to know which celebrity you would have dinner with, past or present, doesn't matter.
There is a QR code scrolling on your screen in that fancy L frame that you all know and love that you can scan, and you can send your answers into that. Are we getting quite a few?
We are getting some, yes.
We'll share those answers coming up in 15 minutes, so you got a couple of minutes to send those in. Let's get to your headlines for this part of the hour. We begin with the U.S. President arriving in China for a highly anticipated high-stakes summit with his Chinese counterpart. That's how I want to be greeted when I come to work, guys. Trump landed in Beijing this morning to a pomp-filled circumstance welcome. He's set to meet with Chinese leader Xi Jinping tomorrow. Trump has said trade will be his main focus. Washington hopes to set up a board of trade with China, prevent further trade conflicts. Iran is also expected to come up in those discussions, with Trump saying China could be doing more to help end the war. For the 28th year, the Saskatchewan Workers' Compensation Board met with customers and partners to discuss safety. Customer insights and shared solutions was the theme of this year's sold-out event, with keynote speakers touching on workplace safety and risk-based decision-making. WCB says they are available not only to manage claims, but help them from happening at all.
An injury doesn't just impact the worker. It impacts the workplace. It impacts families. It impacts communities. And anything we can do to prevent those injuries from happening, and or if an injury happens, how do we really help them rehabilitate and return to work? Those have positive impacts beyond just that injured worker.
The WCB was established in 1911. Let's get to Jeremy Dodge. Take us to his hometown, Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. We're talking about Central Avenue this morning, Jeremy.
Yeah, the historic Central Avenue, such a feature of the Gateway City, but now it's become one step closer to becoming a two-way street. It was at Monday's City Council meeting. Council voted on the design for the future streetscape for Central Avenue to include a switch from one-way to two-way traffic. The city says two-way traffic will make it easier for drivers to access businesses, and some of the infrastructure in the area is more than 100 years old and in need of replacement. The Prince Albert and District Chamber of Commerce submitted a letter to council in support of two-way traffic, saying it aligns with the shared goal of a vibrant, thriving downtown.
The whole official plan that we have about being an arts and education center in the downtown, it just allows for that to happen while we're doing the infrastructure that we would be doing anyway.
A city administration report from March says the project could take at least 2 years before it's construction ready. A man has been charged after a missing teen was found in a motel room held against her will. RCMP say officers were told about a missing teenaged girl in North Battleford April 25th. The investigation led police to a motel room in the city, and the missing teen was found locked in a bathroom and seriously injured. A 22-year-old man is facing a string of charges, including sexual assault, sexual interference, abduction, forcible confinement, and uttering threats. He's scheduled to appear in court next week. Daryl, some in Regina raising concerns over the sale of Real District.
Ink is barely dry on this deal, as you know, between the city and Brant, and now some local event organizers say they're worried about their future. Donovan Mace with why.
Spirit of China has held its Mosaic Festival of Cultures Pavilion at the Queensbury Convention Center for the past few years.
It's just been a beautiful place to have a pavilion.
But organizers now worry about the venue's availability for the future now that it's been sold.
Everything is all good for this year, but next year, you know, it's a big thing whether it's Mosaic or other events that are happening here.
The Queensbury is one of several buildings recently approved to be sold by the city to Brant. The terms include provisions for Brant to continue some marquee events, but Mosaic is not one of them.
There is still so many unknowns.
Regina City Councillor Shannon Zakiniak hopes the district continues to be the community hub it has been for decades.
It's hugely important that this site is somehow still able to accommodate both, that the community is able to benefit from this site, and that we're attracting much more paid events.
Brant owner Sean Semple assures the community local events like Mosaic will continue to be allowed to use the site.
It means better hospitality, better events, more activities, and more reasons for people to come to the grounds.
And although this year's festival will go unaffected because Brant's takeover won't be complete until the fall, Diverna Chuck-Merck is already making her pitch of the festival's importance for next year.
It's just a very important event, and I'm hoping that in the future they really take that into consideration.
This year's Mosaic Festival is scheduled for the first weekend of June. Diverna Chuck-Merck says planning for next year's festival will begin almost immediately following this year's event, and one of her first calls will be to Rio's new owners to ensure her pavilion and others can continue to have a venue here. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
The Yorkton RCMP are searching for two men wanted for different crimes. 21-year-old Matthew Gordon is wanted on charges of assault and robbery with a firearm. He's 5'7", around 160 pounds. Picture on your screen. He has brown eyes, short black hair. He's known to travel in the Yorkton area. If you see him, you are asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. RCMP also looking for 34-year-old Tyler Tucknow, wanted for flight from a police officer and dangerous operation of a conveyance. He is 5'11", 190-ish pounds, brown eyes, short black hair. Picture is on your screen as well. Known to be in Yorkton or Melville. If you know the whereabouts, call police or Crime Stoppers. Sodexo workers are on strike at 15 Wing Moose Jaw. 35 employees that are members of the Public Service Alliance of Canada Prairie Region working for Sodexo have been in contract negotiations over the past year. These employees include cooks, cleaners, maintenance staff, and general help. They're asking for better wages and a better benefits package.
You can't put thanks in the bank. They can verbally say we appreciate you, but when you can't pay us a living wage, and you know, we just don't, that is not a fair living wage at all, what we're getting. And a lot of us are long-term here. We have some young people coming up that are wanting to stay. We love our jobs.
The workers say they will continue to strike until they reach a fair agreement. 15 Wings said in a statement they're going to work to make sure essential services are continued. The Everett Silvertips will try to take a stranglehold on the WHL final tonight.
Carter Bear across the blue line for Liskey on the left. He'll fire block away. Rebound, scores! Julius Mietinen.
Julius Mietinen's 13th of the postseason was the game winner late in the third as Everett Silvertips pounced on opportunity, beat the Prince Albert Raiders 3-2. The Tips threw 44 shots on goal. Great game from Michael Orszalak despite the loss. Game 4 goes tonight in PA at 7:30 p.m. You can see it on Victory Plus or the mighty TSN3. Over to the Weather Center with our code word of the day, Janelle.
That's right. Wake up and win with CTV your morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is reward. You can head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter reward with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for You. Now let's take a look at what we're seeing outside here in Regina. 8 degrees currently, still maintaining those 13-kilometer-per-hour winds. Beautiful sunny sky. We are expecting to see that get a little cloudier as the day goes on for a good portion of Saskatchewan, but we'll enjoy it while we have it. Over in Saskatoon, 15 degrees, seeing those 22-kilometer-per-hour winds. And again, lots of beautiful sunshine. Now let's take a look at these highs throughout the province here today. Swift Current and Moose Jaw along with the Battlefords at 28 degrees. Prince Albert and Yorkton 27. Weyburn also sitting at that 28-degree mark. For a future cast here, you can see a little bit of rain slowly coming into the province and then a lot of rain coming into the province. We'll start to see this by tonight into tomorrow all day and then early into Friday morning. So lots of rain on the way. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up here. But first, let's take a look at today's wind gusts. Southern and central Saskatchewan are under that special weather statement due to severe winds. Southerly winds are expected to gust up to 80 kilometers per hour, and those widespread westerly winds up to 70 kilometers per hour. Things are going to get very breezy out there, and with that rain, it will be impacting our temperatures just a little bit. You can see that here on our 7-day forecast. For Regina, 27 today for our high. A beautiful Wednesday. However, we start to see that temperature drop. Thursday and Friday, both at 16 degrees. Over the weekend, Saturday, 13, 8 on Sunday, still seeing a little bit more rain coming. Monday, a cloudy sky, but 10 degrees. Over in Saskatoon now, 28 as the high for today. Seeing that sunshine until a little bit later tonight. Tomorrow, 14 degrees with that precipitation rolling through all day. Early Friday morning, 8 degrees with that rain still. And Saturday, Saskatoon and the surrounding communities can expect to see that precipitation still there. Sunday, though, starting to see things clear up. 8 degrees, a little bit more sunshine. Monday, we are starting a fresh week with more sunshine and 13 degrees. For today's rural forecast, in Lloydminster is seeing about 27 degrees along with Meadow Lake. Watrous 28, Melfort at 26 along with Hudson Bay. East End 27 and seeing some of that rain. Maple Creek 28, Leader 29 and experiencing that wind. Those watches and warnings are still in effect. Now let's take a look over at Nacum, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. Seeing that high of about 25 degrees today. Some sunshine up until this evening and seeing those winds from about 20 to 40 kilometers per hour.
The sun will come up tomorrow. At least that's the hope we get from Annie the musical, and Mike Siona is living it this morning. Mike.
No, just yes, I certainly am. We are here at Silverwood Heights School with Coralie, who's the artistic director, I guess, of this program, and we're joined by Annie and Annie, and it's Isabel and Kalina. You guys are co-starring as Annie in this play. Tell me how exciting it is for you, and how exciting it's going to be next week when the concerts start.
It's going to be very exciting. I'm very excited.
I love that. And tell me, is there a hardest part or an easiest part to playing Annie?
I guess, well, you got to make sure you know your lines and you got to have the right expressions, and it's really fun. So.
I love that. I love that so much. That's what makes it easy, is the fun. I love that. Is there a favorite song that you guys have that you get to sing? And it can be different for both of you.
I like a lot of them, but it's like A Hard Knock Life. I think I'm going to like it here. They're both very fun songs.
Nice. And for yourself?
I like Hard Knock Life and NYC.
Perfect. Well, that's super, super exciting. And Coralie, how proud are you of these two Annies and of the whole cast?
These guys have worked so hard along with the whole cast. They've come a long way. It's been a journey, and they're ready. They're ready to take the stage. They've gained so much confidence, and I know that they're just gonna rock.
That's fantastic. Yeah, they are going to light up the stage. The stage quiet right now, but don't worry, we will show you exactly what's going on with a little more of a sneak peek as the morning continues. Give us quickly the details on how people can come down to Silverwood Heights School and see this amazing production next week.
So tickets are available. We have lots of tickets left. We're selling them at the main office. So during school time hours, our show is Tuesday to Friday. Matinees are at 1 o'clock, Tuesday to Friday, Wednesday, and Thursday we have a show at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7.
Amazing stuff. We're talking about like 244 people. That's a rough estimate involved in this production here of Annie. And it's next week.
All right, Mike, looking forward to it. We'll see you a little bit more a little later on.
Welcome inside the Sports Center newsroom. Adam Scully here with your must-see moment from Tuesday in Fort. We're heading to Laval, Quebec. Frost taking on the Victoires, second period. Frost break in. Vanessa Upson feeds Elizabeth Giguère. But she is robbed by Anne-Renee Desbiens. Unbelievable save by the Victoire netminder. Stacks the pads and makes the glove save a la Martin Brodeur. Desbiens, highlight reel save, earned your must-see moment from Tuesday. Wednesday on TSN, you can see WNBA action when the Storm visit the Tempo. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Harrison Ford spread some wisdom this week at Arizona State University.
Your generation has far more power than you may realize. And if you harness that power, if you find your leadership, your issues, your voice, the world will not be able to ignore you. You will have to be accommodated. Believe me, I know that's true.
Ford received an honorary doctorate from ASU for his work in film and global conservation. He urged graduates to embrace leadership, social justice, and environmental responsibility. Spoke of his journey through acting. I don't remember a lot of my graduation ceremony, but I can guarantee you, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones was not there, Jeremy.
Yeah, nor at mine. We had comedian Kelly Taylor as our valedictorian, so
fabulous.
There's that.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
How many were in your grad class at Esterhazy? Was it Esterhazy?
I actually graduated from Churchbridge, which made my grad class even smaller. I think we had 11 students.
11?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Small grad class.
That is
good
for them.
Small town.
Let's get to our question of the day and talk more celebrities. If you could have dinner with any celebrity, past or present, who might it be? Maybe Harrison Ford now jumped onto somebody's radar.
It might have. One of the most common ones we've actually been getting is Dolly Parton.
Oh.
Which I love. I would love to have dinner with Dolly.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah. So Karen here, Princess Diana and Anne Boleyn. We've also got one, a nameless, that says Ryan Reynolds. I can just imagine the conversation we would have.
He and Hugh Jackman together, that would be chaos.
Yeah. Tom Petty, again, Dolly Parton. The stories and laughs would be amazing. That's coming in from Leanne.
You'd have to fit that in. She's got a very busy work schedule. She's always working from 9 to 5.
Very busy.
That was good. That was good. Sheldon, who sent us a good list here. Dolly Parton, Shania Twain, Kenny Rogers, and Britney Spears. And then Nathan, who says the late, great Anthony Bourdain.
That would be a very high-class lunch.
It would be delicious, wouldn't it?
Very, very high-class lunch.
Yep.
We want more answers, though. So all you got to do is pick up your smartphone. It's probably already in your hand. You scan that. You tell us that you want to have lunch with Kayleen Sawatsky, the celebrity of all celebrities, and we'll share that answer next hour.
Oil inventories around the world are falling at a record pace and will continue to drop for months as the disruption to Middle East supplies from the Iran war intensifies. According to the International Energy Agency, global observed oil inventories declined at about a rate of 4 million barrels a day in March and April, according to a monthly report from the agency, which is coordinating the release of emergency fuel stocks by major economies like the U.S., Japan, and Germany. It says the market will remain severely undersupplied until October, even if the conflict ends next month. Canada's total residential mortgage debt surpassed $2.4 trillion in January, up 4.8% year over year, showing early but contained signs of strain, according to the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation. The new report says rising unemployment, weakening household finances, and higher renewal costs are the leading causes of vulnerability across the mortgage market. The national 90-day or more delinquency rate increased to 0.24% in the fourth quarter, up from 0.21% a year earlier. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Time for today's morning mystery. We've got 3 clues lined up for you. Let's get to clue number. Oh, yeah, there we go. Very important thing. We got to take the earpiece out so she doesn't cheat.
That's right.
It is a plant. Clue number 1. Their leaves range in color from light to dark green and are mostly hollow. Light to dark green, mostly hollow. They're a source of fiber and potassium. Her bottom lip is quivering. The entire plant is edible, and different parts will give different intensities of taste. Fiber, potassium,
oh, man.
Dark green.
I don't know my leafy greens.
To be fair on this one, I have never successfully kept a plant alive.
I once killed a cactus.
Those are so hard to kill, too.
Impressive.
I'm going to take that as a congratulations.
Yeah, really good.
I've got an answer. I don't know if it's right. More of a food is what we're being told in our ear.
I give up.
Oh, you're already going to just do that?
I give up.
Okay. Not even going to write like rutabaga or something?
Idea.
No?
Is that the answer?
No. I don't know. I'm probably wrong too. JD, show yours. She's got a question mark. I got onions.
Onion. Kale?
Kale? Could
I
be.
got
Those are good.
Green onion. Oh, range in, there we go. Range in color from light to dark green, mostly hollow.
I thought it meant potted plant.
Different intensities. Green onions, which you could grow in a pot, I'm sure. That's today's morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA, School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, 8 degrees. Lunchtime brings us to 25 and final bell 27. Over in Saskatoon, 15 by the time you get onto the bus. Beautiful day. Lunchtime 26, final bell 28. Not long after, we'll be seeing some of that rain. Over to gas prices. In Regina, the common cost is $1.85.9. The lowest you might find is $1.66.9. In Saskatoon, the common cost is $1.84.9. The lowest you might find is $1.77.9. Taking a look at farm markets, the street price of canola is $701.23 per ton, and the futures price is $754.20 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat $309.47 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 72.94 cents US. After the break, how a group of Saskatchewan First Nations are looking to address community safety through a new MOU. Stay with us.
Welcome to your morning. It is 7:29. We begin with the 3 First Nations in Saskatchewan signing a memorandum of understanding to tackle the drug crisis in their home communities. Sierra D'Souza butts on the details of the agreement and what the next steps look like.
For the first time, Muscopheating Saulteaux Nation, Pasqua First Nation, and Piapot First Nation have signed a tri-nation agreement.
I think what's going to hold us together is just having the same heart and same vision.
The Memorandum of Understanding focuses on strategies to tackle the drug crisis happening in the 3 communities while holding each nation accountable by working together.
If we were to try and clean up Muscopheating, they would just come from the other neighboring reserves. So we wanted to come together and work together, brainstorm to figure out a way how we can combat the addictions in our community, how we can combat the drugs and the dealers in our community.
We always think long-term safety for our youth, being more proactive with our youth, with drugs, alcohol, violence.
As part of the agreement, a committee will be established with 2 to 3 members from Muscopheating, Pasqua, and Piapot. From there, the group will meet on a regular basis to discuss strategies and report back to all 3 First Nation councils.
One of the areas is making bylaws, hopefully someday that our bylaws will service every nation. So that's in the works. And also, too, we're looking at a police force on the 3 nations.
Adding, plans for a treatment center between all 3 communities will be another area of focus.
There's a lot of problems with the fentanyl crisis and the crystal meth crisis within our nations, and we're close to the city of Regina, so we'd like to address that and make a better life for our youth.
Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Muscopheating Saulteaux Nation.
The death of a 21-year-old woman in Turner Lake is renewing calls for more policing and frontline resources in northern Saskatchewan. RCMPs say they responded to a report of an injured woman Friday at a home in the community about 590 kilometers northwest of Saskatoon. Paramedics responded and declared 21-year-old Shalea Montgrand dead at scene. 25-year-old Darian Montgrand faces 5 charges, including manslaughter. Following the death, the NDP calling on the province to address long-standing requests for more policing and frontline resources in the north.
Our government's very willing to work with the RCMP, Public Safety Canada, and our First Nations partners to see what other opportunities are available.
Darian Montgrand's next court appearance is June 1st in La Loche. Dragonfly delivery drivers are now on their 5th day of protesting in Saskatoon. A number of delivery drivers say they were fired after walking off the job after the company, which handles mostly Amazon packages, lowered wages. While these workers are not currently unionized, that didn't stop the Canadian Union of Postal Workers from joining the protest as a show of solidarity.
We're really saddened to hear about how our friends at Dragonfly were being taken advantage of, and we have a lot of support, as you can hear, and so we wanted to come out and show support. It's completely unfair that they should be delivering parcels basically for free with no health and safety provisions.
CTV has reached out to Dragonfly for a response. Parti Québécois leader Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon says he's worried the federal government is spying on his party.
So what I said is, I don't have the means to verify any of those facts as of today. But given the history, constant history of illegal and unjustifiable moves by the federal government, I need to assume that it might happen as well today, because as well as of new technologies that make it much more easier.
Admitted to reporters he doesn't have any proof, but says there's a long-standing history of spying and surveillance against his party. He says smartphones make it easy to eavesdrop, and party members are taking precautions by putting their phones into signal-proof bags and not having them in the room during meetings. The Parti Québécois is leading in the polls right now ahead of October's provincial election. It also promised a sovereignty referendum by 2030 if it forms government. It's a rocky return to Parliament for UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer after terrible local election results for his party. Despite a number of calls for him to resign, Starmer said he will not step down. However, before the King's speech to British Parliament this morning, Starmer met with Health Secretary Wes Streeting, who is seen as a potential leadership rival. As part of that speech, King Charles III unveiled the UK government's agenda for the year ahead.
Government will respond to this world with strength and aim to create a country that is fair for all. My ministers will take decisions that protect the energy, defence and economic security of the United Kingdom for the long term.
The King and Queen sat in Parliament to deliver the speech. He started with a warning of a dangerous and volatile world, adding that economic security depends on raising living standards in every part of the United Kingdom. He went on to say that the government must take immediate action to tackle anti-Semitism and to ensure all communities feel safe. This speech kicks off the new parliamentary session with MPs reassembling in the Commons later this morning. Now to Princess Kate. On her first solo trip overseas since her cancer diagnosis 3 years ago. She's in Reggio Emilia, Italy for a passion project about helping young children. Maggie Rulli reports.
Princess Kate officially back on the world stage on a rare solo trip overseas, her first since her cancer diagnosis. The future queen's here in Reggio Emilia, Italy.
Why did you want to come out to see her today?
Because she's beautiful and she's always helping the sick.
Kate's here in this small city in northern Italy on a mission to learn from the locals as she researches their methods in early childhood development.
This is a huge moment for her. Her first overseas trip since cancer. This is a really significant step in her recovery, but it's also the start of her taking her early years work global.
The princess will be going to schools and institutions here, meeting with children and educators to see how their unique methods help in a child's formative years. The news of her visit already pulling crowds. The princess has not been on an overseas tour for more than 3 years. Her last trip with her husband, Prince William, to Boston back in 2022. The princess now ready to focus on her passion for early childhood development.
So my passion and the work of the Centre for Early Childhood stems from one essential truth: that the love we feel in our earliest years fundamentally shapes who we become and how we thrive as adults.
Maggie Ruley, ABC News.
4 Saskatchewan students recognized for their leadership in agriculture. The province's Minister of Ag welcomed them to the Legislative Building to receive their agriculture student scholarships, recognizing their futures in the sector. The grand prize recipients submitted a video calling for more efforts to get younger people into farming and ag.
Winning this scholarship means a great deal to me, as it shows that the young people entering this industry are being invested in and supported.
So it's really important that we engage with the youth, give them every opportunity to have that opportunity for post-secondary education, and continue in the ag sector in all aspects of it. Furthermore,
Along with the $6,000 grand prize, 3 other students each get $3,000 scholarships as runner-ups. There's a fresh new option for milk in Ontario grocery stores, but it's left many people asking why. The SEAL test says there's been growing interest in higher fat options, which is why they've made a 6% product. But Health Canada still only recommends whole milk, which is at least 3.25% for babies under 24 months old, and suggests lower fat options for everyone else. The 6% milk hit Ontario store shelves late last month, and the company says it will monitor the performance before expanding its availability. Menswear making a comeback on the prairies. Didn't know it stopped. With graduations, proms, and upcoming weddings upon us, menswear shops in Saskatoon very busy right now. But it may surprise people to learn that they're busier than ever. Well, after COVID and working from home, they said it nearly destroyed their business. Owners of this shop say it's part of a trend over the last 3 years of continual growth for them.
Every year for the last 3 years, we say, no, it's not going to get busier. There's no way it's going to. And yet it gets busier and it gets busier, and it's happening earlier. And I think as now we're seeing the supply chain really normalize, everything is kind of back to normal. It's been different than that for the last few years.
Stores say it's a combination of needing new clothes, formal events returning to normal, and the closure of larger retailers, leading to increased support of local business. Support those local businesses, indeed. The Habs dropped Game 4 of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, their divisional matchup against the Sabres, in part due to this unfortunate bounce.
8th year with Buffalo. You saw the graphic. Ooh, that was a strange. Oh, it's in. Go in. It is in.
Habs fans just gutted over that one. Tage Thompson throwing it off the door. Goes in past the goalie. Yikes. 3-2 is the final in this one. Series shifts back to Buffalo. Fluffalo now tied all at 2 games apiece. Game 5 is tomorrow night. My son calls Buffalo, Buffalo, Fluffalo. Here's what happens when kids today run into things from the 90s. If you're asking what it is, it's a sink, usually found in an event space restroom, right? You've probably seen one. This fella just can't figure out how to get that water to flow. They've got one over in the Brand Center. I know a few other venues have them as well. See that little bar on the ground? He's looking at it. Takes him a little while. He's going to step on that, and that gets the water going for him. When you didn't grow up in the 90s. Let's get over to the weather. You've seen these before, right? Tell me you've seen those.
Yes, I have seen those. I believe we had one in my old science classroom.
I'd never seen one in Alberta. First time I walked into the Brand Center, I was like,
what is this?
I was that kid.
How do I use it?
I was that kid.
Yeah.
And I did grow up in the 90s.
Yeah.
What's going on in the weather today?
All right, well, you might not know what that sink is, but I can tell you what this wind is. It's going to be strong today into Friday as well. 8 degrees currently in Regina, 13-kilometer-per-hour winds. Again, going to see some clouds rolling in as the day goes on, especially into the evening. Over to Saskatoon now, 15 degrees, 22-kilometer-per-hour winds. Really, it looks like a beautiful morning out there, and it is going to be a beautiful morning, but we'll start to see some rain and wind as the day goes on. Now let's take a look at some of these 60s highs throughout the province. Beautiful temperatures. The Battleford's in Saskatoon at 28 degrees. Prince Albert 27 along with Yorkton. Weyburn 28 along with Moose Jaw, Swift Current 28 as well. And again, seeing those wind speeds. For a futurecast, we can see this rain system moving into the province, in addition to the high wind speeds that we will be experiencing as the day goes on. Southwestern and west central Saskatchewan is also expecting that significant rainfall, with anywhere from really 20 to 40 millimeters by Friday night. So lots of rain on the way, those wind speeds quite high as well, anywhere from 70 kilometers to 80 kilometers. Make sure you are taking this into consideration. Regardless of what you're doing here for the next few days and even into the weekend, this will impact you. Now we've got, a look at Regina and Saskatoon. I think we've got a little mix here. Let's see. There we go. 5-day forecast. This is what we were looking for. 27 today for Regina's high, seeing that sunshine. As the day continues, you'll start to see those clouds gathering. 16 tomorrow, and of course that rain lasting into early Friday morning. Friday sitting at about 16 degrees as well, seeing a little bit more sunshine as the day goes on. Into the weekend, that sunshine is continuing. Saturday, 13 degrees. Sunday, we'll be seeing a little bit more precipitation, not as much though, and 8 degrees. We've got a whole bunch of board things going on here today. But for Saskatoon, you can expect to see Friday and Saturday with that precipitation as well. Those temperatures will remain beautiful, but that rain is still coming, sticking around a little bit longer. Easter Seal's Drop Zone is returning to Regina this summer, all in support of Sask Abilities. Joining us now for more details on that event are Wayne and Donna. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning, Janelle.
Let's talk all about what Drop Zone is.
Fantastic. Drop Zone is an adrenaline-pumping fundraising adventure that encourages you to get out of your comfort zone and face your fears by rappelling off of one of Saskatchewan's top buildings, highest buildings, actually, in support of individuals experiencing disability.
And how do those funds that are raised help?
The funds raised go towards our programs and services for the individuals experiencing disability. This includes adaptive technology, summer fun, and of course Camp Easter Seal. Camp Easter Seal is the only barrier-free camp in Saskatchewan. So on average, it costs us $2,500 to send an individual to camp for a week. And we can send approximately 600 campers per year.
All right, and let's talk about Sun Life. Why did they want to get involved?
Well, you know, Sun Life is very proud of our reputation of being a good Canadian citizen, supporting different events through our sponsorships, through our donations. We actively support the communities we work and we live in. We're helping people live healthier, brighter futures, you know, if it's our clients, if it's our advisors, or the communities coast to coast. And Drop Zone, in support of Camp Easter Seal, was one of these events that we wanted to be part of. This is our 4th year involved as the titled sponsor with Drop Zone. And this was something that our whole team wanted to take part in this endeavor. This was an event that impacts people not only here in Regina, but right across southern Saskatchewan, right across the province. And this was something that our team wanted to be part of and support the campers, the events, and Camp Easter Seal as a whole.
All right, well, an incredible initiative. For those watching, how can they get involved?
There's a number of ways they can get involved. They can actually come down and either participate, or they can come down and watch the event and cheer on our superheroes, as we refer to them as. If they are interested in registering, they can go to our website at dropzoneyqr.ca. And also, we're planning a raffle. We're just finalizing it, so they can also purchase raffle tickets, which will help support the cause as well.
Amazing. Thank you both so much for being here this morning. Once again, a great cause.
Thanks, Janelle.
Thank you very much, Janelle. Have a great day.
Here's what's happening in our community. A springtime turkey supper happening May 15th at 5:30 p.m. at Our Lady of Peace Parish, 425 Broad Street. Call 306-543-0421. You can submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click on Community Calendar on the top bar, or you can scan the QR code on your screen.
Ago this week, Top Gun shot into theaters, becoming an instant classic.
You're the one.
Yes, ma'am. Aside from the stars and the soundtrack, the movie's cultural impact was measurable. The U.S. Navy reported a 500% spike in naval aviator applications.
What's your problem, Kazansky? Every time you go up in the air, you're unsafe. I am dangerous.
Ray-Ban saw a surge in sales of its aviator sunglasses, and Top Gun is credited with making the bomber jacket a mainstream fashion staple. Today, Top Gun 3 is in the works.
It's May 13th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy 11th birthday to Jacob. Your mom and dad hope you enjoy your special day. Happy 72nd birthday to Wendy. Your grandkids love you so much. And Seth is turning 4. Happy birthday to you with lots of love from mom and dad. Happy birthday to Rod from Chad and Trina, who hope you have a great day. Happy 7th birthday to Paula. Your family loves you and all the joy you bring to their hearts.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
Chase, what's going on today?
Well, we just finished up another round of Name That Sound, and another incorrect guess. Holly was on the line, and she thought it was a postage machine, which was not correct. So that's onto the website, purecountry927.ca, with all the other incorrect ones. And 4:40 this afternoon, we'll have $1,250 to play for. Coming up after 8 o'clock, we'll have your Country Minute. Of course, ACM Awards coming up this weekend. Shania Twain going to be hosting, and she has dropped some new music today. So we'll give you a little preview of new Shania, and talk about the album to follow too.
What can you do? Dare to be stupid.
Weird Al Yankovic is ready to take a bite out of Broadway. The comic parody musician behind such hits as Eat It and Like a Surgeon is working to bring his 4-decade-long song catalog to the Great White Way. Dare to be Stupid, the Weird Al musical, is now in development.
An evil, ancient, and powerful has returned.
Lord of the Rings fans rejoice. Amazon has announced the return of The Rings of Power. Season 3 of the series will drop on Prime Video on November 11th. The Grammy Awards will be held on February 7th of next year. Disney and the Recording Academy say the nominations will be announced on November 16th. For the first time ever, music's biggest night will be simulcast on ABC, Disney Plus, and Hulu. The awards will be handed out in Los Angeles. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. And happy birthday to Grammy winner Stevie Wonder, who is 76 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News.
It always has. Standard show rule is guests in studio go first.
All right, well, here's a really jumpy baby.
Oh my God!
Squeal.
Oh, I know. I would
Squeal
be
really
doing
makes the video.
Thing. So this is a little baby dolphin putting on a show.
He's so
Experts
small.
think this common dolphin is just a week old, and it's already jumping right into its life in the waters of New South Wales, Australia.
You go, little guy.
I love him or her. I love it.
So here's a dog that just got her very first taste of coffee. Don't blink or you'll miss Versace the Collie. A jolt of mom's coffee. Boom, gone like a cannon.
Yeah.
Shot out of a cannon.
Doesn't this make you want to try it, Daryl?
No.
No?
No. No.
Don't want to be full of pep and spice and life.
Coffee stunts your growth, and I'm hoping they'll be in the NBA. I'm only at 6'1". I need to be at least 6'5".
Well, dare to
and
dream.
Know how to play basketball, but that's a technicality.
Yeah,
you have time for one more?
Yeah.
Jerry, go ahead.
All right. This video proves that repetition is the key to learning.
Bye-bye, Jaru. Bye-bye, Jaru. Bye-bye, Jaru.
This is Asa. Just learned how to say see you later and makes sure everybody knows. He's at the shops, he's at the swings, he's at the ducks.
Aww.
He even says it to himself.
Bye-bye.
So sweet.
Bye-bye.
Smart baby.
My baby learned no, and life's not been the same since. We're back after this. It's Wednesday, May 13th.
We're doing very well with China, and working with China has been very good. So we look forward to it.
U.S. President Donald Trump touches down in China this morning, saddled by baggage from the war in Iran and a global trade war.
Nursing, police, and fire are paying a bit more and a better work-life balance, and that's just what we need to advocate for and bring that for paramedics as well.
There is a shortage of paramedics in Saskatchewan.
Doobie cuts it loose to the front of the goal. Irving chops it on. Doobie gets a rack of the rebound. It's still in front. Loose somewhere here. Riddler is able to cut.
And the WHL final shifts from Everett to Prince Albert for Game 3. We've got highlights. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thanks for being back with us.
Went to an afternoon movie yesterday. I like to go to afternoon movies.
Yes.
Saw Devil Wears Prada 2.
Amazing.
Highlight of the good movie. If you want to go see that, go do so. It's up to you. End of the movie, this young lady beats me out.
Yep.
And there's a little hallway that always leaves a movie theater. Madonna's Vogue is playing, and this woman takes this opportunity to strut. This is her runway, and she thinks nobody's behind her. And then she stops about 3/4 of the way down, and I was close enough that I had to abruptly stop.
Yeah.
And excuse me, miss. And I watched in real time as she absolutely melted with embarrassment. This is the greatest moment of my week because I can tell this story, and I just did to all of you. Forever.
She has nothing to be embarrassed
She's like,
about.
I'm sorry, I was just having fun. And I was like, good. I hope you were.
Should. Yeah.
I hope you were. Oh, man. Dance like nobody's watching. I'm not going to judge you.
Exactly.
8:01. Let's get to news. We'll talk about weather in just a moment. There's some wind in that. U.S. President Donald Trump is in China for a high-stakes meeting. I've decided this is how I want to arrive at work. So if you guys up in the control room, everybody, you could arrange this, that'd be great. Trump landing in Beijing this morning to pomp and circumstance. He's set to meet with Chinese leader Xi Jinping tomorrow. Trade is going to be the focus of that talk. They're also going to bring up the Board of Trade with China to prevent further trade conflicts. Iran is also expected to come up in those discussions, with Trump saying China could be doing more to help end the war. For the 28th year, the Saskatchewan Workers' Compensation Board met with customers and partners to discuss safety. This happened yesterday. Sold out venue. The theme this year was insights and shared solutions. Keynote speakers talked about workplace safety and risk-based decision making. WCB say they're available not only to help with claims, but to prevent them from happening.
An injury doesn't just impact the worker. It impacts the workplace. It impacts families. It impacts communities. And anything we can do to prevent those injuries from happening, and or if an injury happens, how do we really help them rehabilitate and return to work? Those have positive impacts beyond just that injured worker.
The WCB was established in 1911 to provide no-fault insurance systems that provide compensation regardless of who is at fault. Saskatchewan experiencing a shortage of paramedics. Jeremy Dodge, you're tracking this story for us. The very latest, if you could.
Thank you, Daryl. Staffing shortages and rising call volumes were front and center for a gathering of paramedics in Saskatoon. And CTV's Laura Woodward has more on what is driving a high number of vacancies in EMS.
There's a shortage of paramedics in Saskatchewan.
We have 200 vacancies open in Saskatchewan right now.
The issue took center stage at the annual conference of the Paramedic Services Chiefs of Saskatchewan, held in Saskatoon. The provincial government has introduced bursaries of up to $10,000 to attract students and new graduates to emergency medical services. But recruitment and retention remain a challenge as paramedics leave for jobs in nursing, policing, and firefighting, careers that offer higher average pay.
Nursing, police, and fire are paying a bit more and a better work-life balance, and that's just what we need to advocate for and bring that for paramedics as well.
The staffing crunch comes as demand for ambulances continues to climb.
In the last 10 years, we've seen a 100% increase in call volume across the province.
Paramedics say they're responding to more overdoses and suicide-related emergencies across the province. And with fewer people to cover the workload, crews are getting stretched thin.
Sometimes paramedics are working, 14 to 16 hours in a day. So it takes a toll on the paramedics that we have.
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Daryl, there are some workers striking at 15 Wing Moose Jaw.
Sodexo workers on strike out at 15 Wing. 35 employees that are members of the Public Service Alliance of Canada Prairie Region working for Sodexo have been in contract negotiations over the past year. These employees are cooks, cleaners, maintenance staff, general help. They're asking for higher wages and better benefits.
You can't put thanks in the bank. They can verbally say we appreciate you, but when you can't pay us a living wage, and we just don't, that is not a fair living wage at all, what we're getting. And a lot of us are long-term here. We have some young people coming up that are wanting to stay. We love our jobs.
The workers say they will continue to strike until they reach a fair deal. Crews are making progress fighting a wildfire northwest of Edmonton.
Out of Whitecourt is probably very old, and right now it's just a little tinderbox because all that old grass is still there. If the fire does shift directions, I don't know how much time we'll have.
Fire still burning out of control near Whitecourt. As of yesterday, a cloud of smoke hanging over the community is gone. Alberta Fire is warning that the situation could change quickly. More than 100 people have been forced from their homes. One home has been destroyed. More than 120 houses have had their power shut off. Northern Saskatchewan is battling flooding, while dry conditions in the south are creating prime conditions for grass fires. Star Blanket First Nation saw a fire over the weekend. Damian Smith has the latest.
A 100-acre fire that started here on Sunday afternoon at Star Blanket First Nation has damaged in between 500 and 600 acres in the past 48 hours. Local landmarks that have been burned include a community area with a baseball diamond and outdoor hockey rink, and by Tuesday afternoon, one barn had been fully consumed. 2 suspects have been identified as potentially starting a fire, according to File Hill's First Nations Police Service, who say the fire is still under investigation.
There are heavy fines that can be placed on people burning materials, or even corporations that are burning materials during fire bans, as well as any time of year. We're looking at laying charges under the Wildfire Act, where the maximum fine per day is up to $500,000 for individuals and up to $1 million for a corporation.
Police say monetary damage is still under investigation, but so far it's estimated at over $10,000. The reserve has had help from Belcaris and a rural fire department, who are wetting down residences with water and removing fuel sources around notable structures. Fire crews are using heavy equipment to create berms or fire breaks to protect surrounding residences. The File Hills First Nations Police Service says that no homes have been damaged as of Tuesday afternoon, and the closest that a fire has come to a residence is 35 feet. Damien Smith, CTV News, Star Blanket, First Nation.
The Princess of Wales is in Italy today for her first overseas visit in more than 3 years. Her first foreign visit was a trip to Boston in 2022. She revealed her cancer diagnosis in 2024 and was announced she was in remission last year. In Italy, the focus of the visit will be on the Princess of Wales's early education campaign. She is expected to meet with teachers, students, and with parents. With summer around the corner, Canada's youth may be facing a tough time looking for work. The unemployment rates for Canadians aged 15 to 24 rose last month by half a percentage point to 14.3%. Youth unemployment rose by more than 1% in February and was unchanged in March. An economist with the Canadian Chamber of Commerce says Canada's job market remains underwhelming. The Everett Silvertips will try to take a stranglehold on the WHL final tonight.
Carter Bear across the blue line for Liskey on the left. He'll fire blocker away. Rebound, scores! Julius Mietinen.
Julius Mietinen's 13th of the postseason was the game winner late in the third as the Silvertips edged the Prince Albert Raiders 3-2. The Tips threw 44 shots on goal. Game 4 goes tonight in PA at 7:30. You can see it on the mighty TSN. Wake up and win with CTV, Your Morning Saskatchewan and Affinity Credit Union. Give us our code word, Janelle.
That's right. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is reward. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Enter reward with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. Let's take a look now at our current temperature here in Regina. We are up to 15 degrees. A beautiful morning. Things are going to get a little bit windy and a little bit rainy later today, but we do have some sunshine to enjoy here this morning. Those wind speeds picking up to about 17 kilometers per hour. Over in Saskatoon, 17 degrees as that current temperature, 19 kilometer per hour winds. So again, seeing those wind gusts picking up just a little bit. They will continue to increase as the day goes on. Now for our highs throughout the province, again, beautiful temperatures to look forward to. The Battlefords in Saskatoon, 28 degrees for their high. Prince Albert, 27 along with Yorkton. Weyburn, 28 and Swift Current, 28 as well. Now for our future cast, we've been talking about it all morning, that rain, that wind. You can see it moving through the province. It is expected to start late tonight, all the way through Thursday, and even into early hours of Friday morning. So that is something to be mindful of. Southern and central Saskatchewan is still under that special weather statement. Due to severe winds, southerly winds are expected to gust up to 80 kilometers per hour. Those widespread westerly winds up to about 70 kilometers an hour. And for rainfall, of course, in addition to those high wind speeds, southwestern and west central Saskatchewan is expecting that significant rainfall with really anywhere from 20 to 40 millimeters by Friday night. Now let's take a look over at our 5-day forecast here in Regina. 27 degrees as our high for today, 13 tonight as that low. Again, seeing sunshine as the morning continues and into the afternoon. However, those clouds will be gathering and rain for Thursday. 16 degrees as that high. Friday still sitting at that 16-degree mark, but sunshine more than what we'll be seeing on Thursday. Over into the weekend now, Saturday 13 degrees, and on Sunday sitting at about 8 degrees for the high. Seeing a little bit more rain coming our way. Over for Saskatoon, 28 degrees today as that high, 15 tonight as the low. Tomorrow seeing that rain begin, 14 degrees, lasting all the way into Saturday. It will be dying out a little bit, but again, that rain will still be here. So that is something to keep in mind as well if you've got weekend plans. 6 degrees on Saturday, Sunday, seeing a little bit more sunshine, and 8 degrees.
May 13th, 1981. This day in history, Pope John Paul II was shot in St. Peter's Square, Vatican City. May 13th, 1989, about 2,000 students began a hunger strike in Tiananmen Square in Beijing as part of a pro-democracy movement. And May 13th, 2013, Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield left the International Space Station to finally return to Earth.
In case you missed it, a UNESCO heritage site is undergoing restoration work in Iraq. It is a temple in the ancient city of Ur deteriorating because of erosion, which is linked to climate change. Wind, rainfall, humidity, all causing issues after so long. So Iraq's government getting to work to preserve the site. Now, this dates back about 4,000 years and is one of the best preserved examples of ancient Mesopotamian architecture.
Wow. I don't know about you, I just wish that some of these countries weren't so dangerous to visit because they've got such treasures.
Yeah. Yep,
You know,
they do.
Iraq amongst them, Jordan,
So true.
Egypt in some cases. Question of the day is where we go to next. Let's run that beautiful sting. I know if the woman in that picture when she did the stock photo thing was like, one day I'm going to be on television doing this. Question of the day, if you could have dinner with any celebrity, past or present, who would it be?
Yeah, we've got more answers to share. They're really fun here this morning. Ronald says Carl Sagan. Leanne, I would love to have dinner with the famous Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. A couple more here. Debbie, who says, I would love to have dinner with Queen Elizabeth because of my British background, or Elvis Presley because I love his music. We've got a nameless one here. Oprah Winfrey, hands down. That's another good one. And of course, then another Queen Elizabeth. It would be fascinating. Lots of great people.
So both the Queen and the Queen Mom.
Exactly.
Listed in this.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah,
interesting.
Really fun ones here today. This was so much fun. I hope all of you get to have dinner with whoever you want.
I'm now curious what they would ask them. Like if you could ask a celebrity 3 questions, what would they be?
Best type of tea.
What type of tea?
Yeah.
What's in your cup, Queen?
There you go. Thanks for participating in our question of the day. We are talking Not in My City and health news after this. Saskatchewan is partnering with country star Paul Brandt's Not in My City campaign to combat human trafficking. Alana Ross is, among other things, the minister responsible for the status of women and joins us in studio this morning. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
This is a space that doesn't get talked about probably enough, arguably enough. Remind people out there what the Not in My City campaign is all about.
Well, what this is all about is providing that coordination amongst our law enforcement officers so that it enhances their ability to work together with consistency to provide that victim-focused type of investigation and services, and to really enhance the work that's being done in the human trafficking space.
A lot of people think that this can't possibly be happening here in Saskatchewan. We're all friendly people. It's not. How prevalent is human trafficking? Do we know? Do we have numbers?
Yeah, and I totally understand that because I was really shocked when I heard how much actually what the risk is in Saskatchewan, because when we think of interpersonal violence, we think of the large centers or overseas, but it is prevalent here. And especially, with our vulnerable populations and even in our remote areas, we have a great risk. And it's very important, as you mentioned, that awareness piece. So people are, to know what to look for and to understand.
There are all kinds of viral campaigns with people letting others know how to recognize the signs. How do we recognize the signs? Because some of these people are just walking through malls or down the city streets, but they're unsafe.
And it is. So through the Status of Women, we've done a couple of campaigns on interpersonal violence, including the human trafficking. And sometimes the symptoms are very, very subtle. And we had a good uptake on that campaign that we did. And it can be something as simple as, being in a relationship even, and getting gifts, and things are good at the beginning, and then all of a sudden you're put in a position to where, well, I've bought you this and done this for you, now I need you to do this. and something that you wouldn't even think could lead to a human trafficking situation.
So what are you hoping this partnership will provide? I know there's $100,000 going towards Not My City to help them do what they do and deliver on their campaign. What are we getting back here?
Well, what we're getting back is we're getting that coordinated training between our law enforcement, different law enforcement agencies that we have, our CMP, our marshals, our municipal police,
in terms of recognition and all those things?
And that, but the coordinated, they're getting coordinated training so that we get that consistency and that ability to work between all of those agencies. And a big part of that is that victim-centered service that we provide, and to learn how to support the victims that are going through this.
So what do we do if we suspect that somebody in our circle or nearby us or walking down the street may be a victim of human trafficking?
Well, what we recommend you do is you call the human trafficking line, and it's 1-833-900-1010. And they will help you, give you information, direct you to who you need to speak to, and provide that support.
Minister Ross, thank you. The hashtag is Not In My City, and the information is readily available on Paul Brandt's website. He does fabulous work out there. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Daryl.
Some nurses say they are dealing with more patients than ever, and that is leading to a mental health crisis. So some nurse practitioner students will soon be learning in a different way. As CTV's Curtis Goodrum shows us, students will be learning less in the lecture hall and more on the front line.
Hi, James. I'm Serena, and this is Joel. We're here to help take care of you today.
These students are getting hands-on training,
staring at me and talking about me,
with patients who struggle with their mental health.
I'm hearing the voices.
This simulation is part of Norquest College's plan to enhance that aspect of training.
When we're walking into patients' rooms, we kind of know what to expect. We're not like walking in and like, oh my gosh, like this person is like super irate.
Current and former students push the program to have a greater focus on mental health based on what they've experienced on the job.
It's just so much more intertwined with physical health than we might have believed in the past. There's just so many issues that are coming up now for especially the next generations, and just understanding mental health better.
Simulations like the one going on behind me will soon be added throughout the nurse practitioner course. Instructors say courses like this will be vital for students in the real world.
And I always like to tell them, you're going to see mental health. Nobody usually likes to be in those hospitals. You're sick, you're stressed, you're not feeling your best. So having these skills really ensures that our patients get the best care.
Instructors say experiences like this
don't tell them anything.
Will prepare students for the real world.
We're ensuring that when those students enter the workforce, they feel confident in the skills that they've learned.
The refreshed course will be available starting this fall. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
All right, let's head back out and check in once more with Mike Siona.
Annie the Musical. I'm joined by Warbucks and Warbucks, Jude and Sean. Jude, let's talk about this production here of Annie. How much fun is it to be involved in it?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. We come here like so many times a week. All week, every day after school, we have practices, and they go till like 5:30.
Yeah.
And
it just keeps going like that. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of fun. Next week, you get to put it all together. How excited are you, Sean, about the actual concerts and performing?
I'm a little nervous. There's going to be a good amount of people there, a few schools and stuff, but I'm quite excited and nervous at the same time.
That's good. A little bit of nerves are good to have when you're on stage. Warbucks and Warbucks, good luck to you guys. We're going to turn things over to the rest of the cast here because I think we're going to like it here, and I think you're going to like Annie the Musical.
In the
8:29. Let's get to some headlines. A memorandum of understanding has been signed by 3 First Nations with the goal of strengthening the safety and well-being of people within their communities. For the first time, Musqueam, Saulteaux Nation, Pasqua First Nation, and Piapot First Nation have signed a tri-nation MOU agreement focusing on strategies to tackle the drug crisis happening in their home communities while holding each other accountable, working together.
If we were to try and clean up muscapine, they would just come from the other neighboring reserves. So we wanted to come together and work together, brainstorm to figure out a way how we can combat the addictions in our community, how we can combat the drugs and the dealers in our community.
As part of the agreement, a committee will be established of members from each First Nation. From there, the group will meet on a regular basis to discuss strategies and report back. Leaders in northern Saskatchewan are calling for more policing and frontline resources after a recent death of a 21-year-old mother. The alleged killer facing 5 charges, including manslaughter. Stacey Hine reports.
The death of a 21-year-old mother has left the community of Turner Lake and neighboring Birch Narrows Dene Nation in mourning. One chief says,
"Please continue to keep this family in our community in your hearts in the days ahead."
RCMP say officers were called to a home in Turner Lake, about 590 kilometers northwest of Saskatoon, after receiving a report of an injured woman. Shalea Mongrand was declared dead at the scene, while one man was arrested outside the home. 25-year-old Darian Mongrand now faces 5 charges, including manslaughter. RCMP says it cannot provide details on the relationship between the accused and the victim. Following the death, Chief Jonathan Sylvester joined the NDP in calling on the provincial government to address what they say are long-standing requests for more policing and frontline resources in northern communities.
We have repeatedly raised concerns about addictions, mental health, and public safety in the north. There have been times when we had extremely limited police presence in our communities.
Northern leaders have also been promised community safety officers and additional supports, and those promises still have not been materialized.
The community safety minister says there is a community safety officer position in the area, but it's currently vacant.
They did have an individual hired, but they became injured, and so now it's a matter of the First Nation finding another candidate.
The minister adds the government is open to exploring additional options.
Our government's very willing to work with the RCMP, Public Safety Canada, and our First Nations partners to see what other opportunities are available.
On social media, Shalea Mongrand's loved ones are remembering her as sweet, charismatic, and having a big heart. As for Darian Mongrand, his next court appearance is scheduled for June 1st in the Losh. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Battleford's RCMP are looking for your help identifying a person who may have information about the grandparent scams in the area. They've released these photos taken on April 20th of a person they want to talk to. RCMP say they'd also like to speak to anyone who may have seen the person on April 20th at about 2 p.m. Now, the grandparent scam, if you're unfamiliar, sees a scammer call elderly people posing as a grandchild or loved one asking for money in an emergency situation. Anyone who knows this person should contact Battleford's RCMP. Saskatoon delivery drivers continue to picket as they seek to combat recent pay decreases. Hallie Mandrick reports.
We want fair pay! We want fair pay!
Saskatoon's Dragonfly delivery drivers are now on their 5th day of a protest against lowering wages and poor working conditions.
They don't need drivers, they want slaves.
Dragonfly is a third-party delivery company which workers say handles many Amazon packages. Workers are hired by a broker called IDC, which gets a percentage of the driver's profits.
The fundamental problem is they're treated as independent contractors, but independent contractor is not really the right way to look at them.
These drivers say they are paid a per package rate, which has been decreasing over time without notice. Within a year, the workers have gone from making $1.89 a package to less than $1.40.
They never discuss with us. We figured out when we get our paycheck. We would love to continue our work with Dragonfly, but our demand is everything will be in return, and we are not asking for raise. We are asking for what we used to get.
Singh is one of many drivers who have since been fired by Dragonfly after walking off the job in protest. The workers are now also seeing support from the union representing Canada Post.
We were really saddened to hear about how our friends at Dragonfly were being taken advantage of, and we have a lot of support, as you can hear, and so we wanted to come out and show support. It's completely unfair that they should be delivering parcels basically for free with no health and safety provisions.
Dragonfly provided a statement to CTV which highlighted how the company does not directly employ drivers, but rather works with independent delivery companies which provide drivers. But the company did not comment on issues regarding wage. From a legal standpoint, Rudner says these workers are in an industry that is relatively new, which means the law does not yet offer much protection for workers in situations like this one.
They don't get to decide when they're going to work, how they're going to work, or anything like that. Those terms are imposed upon them. But the way our law is set up right now, they're seen as independent contractors. They don't have the recourses that employees would have.
Those picketing say they plan to continue their protest until they see change. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A lot of talk about cutting interprovincial tariffs when the Buy Canada movement heated up. A new report commissioned by Canada's wine producers argues wine could add billions to the economy if the red tape was cut. Jonathan McInnes reports.
After a long winter, the buds are starting to show in the grapevines in the Annapolis Valley. The Wine Growers Association of Nova Scotia lists 19 wineries in the province that produce almost 2 million litres of wine annually. According to a study commissioned by Wine Growers Canada, there is evidence there could be a lot more.
28% market share, 29% market share, which is what we have, is nowhere near the 83% in France. Like, France doesn't have almost no imports sold in their country.
Deloitte put the report together. It shows that domestic wine sales contributes $10.1 billion to the country's GDP. If that market share were to increase even to just 51%, GDP would jump by over $3.5 billion a year. Reducing a crippling excise tax paid by wineries, as well as the removal of interprovincial trade barriers, are other recommendations.
The Government of Canada has absolutely no restriction on the interprovincial sale of alcohol. The provinces have a series of regimes around the sale of alcohol.
Nova Scotia is one of the provinces leading the way where direct-to-consumer sales are permitted. Wine Growers Canada would also like to see long-term commitments to the industry from all levels of government.
If there is investment certainty, if there is tax certainty, if there is more research done into climate resilience, I don't see why some of the larger wineries in this country don't start investing in the province of Nova Scotia. Time has come.
Just like the buds on the branches, the province's wine industry is ready to blossom. In Nova Scotia, most of the wineries are here in the Annapolis Valley. As a whole, the industry contributes over $245 million to the economy. Jonathan McInnes, CTV News, Grand Prairie, Nova Scotia.
To Prince Albert and their historic downtown, which could see some major changes in the next 5 years. Jasmine Peltier tells us about those.
Now the real estate on the streets, on both sides of the streets, get a lot of visibility. And so it increases even more opportunities for our entrepreneurs, our arts, our coffee houses.
At Monday's meeting, City Council voted 7-2 to move ahead with designing an updated Central Avenue that would include a switch from one-way to two-way traffic. The city says two-way traffic will make it easier for drivers to access businesses and would increase walkability and transit access. Some councillors voiced doubt in the idea.
I do have budgetary concerns when it comes to multiple projects that are projected over the next few years.
The city says that some of the underground infrastructure in the area is more than 120 years old and in need of replacement.
The infrastructure is not getting any newer. It's just continuing to age, and we're eventually going to get pushed into a situation where we're going to have to address it. And usually when that happens, we're not going to be ready and it's going to cost more.
The Prince Albert and District Chamber of Commerce submitted a letter to council in support of two-way traffic, saying it recognizes it will require
require a period of adjustment for residents and businesses, but the advantages of improved navigation, increased storefront exposure, and a more welcoming environment align with the goals of a vibrant, thriving downtown.
The whole official plan that we have about being an arts and education center in the downtown, it just allows for that to happen while we're doing the infrastructure that we would be doing anyway.
A city administration report from March says the project could take until 2029 to be construction ready. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
The one nice thing about that story is you see the sun shining, it's nice and clear, you can get out and do some biking.
Yeah, well, this morning might be a perfect opportunity for you to do that as well, especially ahead of this wind and rain that we're going to be getting later tonight into Thursday and even into Friday morning. But first, let's take a look at these beautiful temperatures we've got going on now in Regina. Currently 15 degrees, seeing those wind speeds at about 17 kilometers per hour. Over in Saskatoon, beautiful and sunny as well, 17 degrees currently and 19 kilometer per hour winds. Now for our highs in the province, we do have beautiful temperatures to look forward to. It's just that wind that we're going to be feeling as well as the warmth. The Battlefords and Saskatoon seeing about 28 degrees as their high. Prince Albert 27 along with Yorkton, Weyburn 28. Swift Current 28 as well, seeing that wind picking up. Now, this is the rain moving into the province. Again, that system is coming. So in addition to those high wind speeds, southwestern and west central Saskatchewan is expecting that significant rainfall with anywhere from about 20 to 40 millimeters by Friday night. So you can see this sticking around through tomorrow and early into tomorrow morning as well. Now for wind gusts, southern and central Saskatchewan is under that special weather statement due to these wind speeds. Southerly winds are expected to gust up to 80 kilometers per hour. Those widespread westerly winds up to about 70 kilometers per hour. For a 5-day forecast here in Regina, 27 is that high for today. Tonight we'll be reaching the low of 13 degrees. Tomorrow, of course, seeing that rain, 16 degrees. Friday, 16 as well for that high, and starting to see the sky clearing up. As we get into the weekend, more sunshine, 13 degrees on Saturday. Sunday, 8 degrees, and we are expecting a little bit more rain. Over in Saskatoon, 28 is that high for today. Tomorrow, seeing that rain, 14 degrees. Now, for Saskatoon and surrounding communities, we are expecting to see this rain sticking around a little bit longer through Friday and into Saturday as well. Saturday reaching about 6 degrees as that high, but on Sunday, seeing the skies clearing up, a little bit more sunshine and 8 degrees.
An Ottawa teacher is helping bring awareness to autoimmune and chronic illness. Jessica Baird joins us down the line from Ottawa this morning. Jessica, thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes with us. We're going to learn about the Sask project that you've launched in just a minute. First, this was sparked by your own condition. What is the affliction that you live with? Tell us about it.
So in 2017, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease known as ankylosing spondylitis. Try spelling that, let alone trying to say that. It's inflammatory arthritis that affects your SI joints, your spine, which is all in your back region, your eyes and your peripheral joints, such as your elbows, your hands, your feet, your knees. It's a very difficult autoimmune disease to live with, as very painful. There's no current cure for the condition. There is treatments that are very expensive, as well as come with a lot of side effects. So I'm being treated right now with a medication called biologics, which I take every 2 weeks to slow the immune system down from attacking itself.
You're a teacher. This has to make it hard for you to do your job.
Yes, very difficult. I cannot work actually full-time because of the condition. Though I am presenting with remission signs, the damage that has already occurred from the condition will always be there, as well as the side effects that come from the biologics, some fatigue, flu and cold symptoms. That does make it a little bit harder to work.
So, Jessica, you've taken this negative. Some people might see it as a negative. You've tried to turn it into a positive by spreading some joy and some awareness through the Sask project. How did this idea come, and what exactly is it for people at home?
Absolutely. So in 2017, when I was going through this, a friend of mine who also lives with an autoimmune disease known as lupus had said, go get yourself one pair of fun, silly socks and wear them to all your medical appointments just to emotionally get you through it and have something else to chat about with your medical professionals, because autoimmune diseases are not very clear cut, not very well known. So it can take many appointments, many tests, many medical professionals to help figure it out. And so in that time, my teacher brain kicked in and I said, how about not buying myself a pair of socks? Respond to the people that have said, how can we help you? And I said, send me fun, silly socks to emotionally get me through, and I'll wear them to all my medical appointments. And before long, thousands and thousands socks started coming in, and I thought, what am I going to do with all these fun socks? And so I decided that I would join other social media groups of people living with various chronic illnesses while I was learning what was happening with me. And I said, hey, do you want some fun socks? And so I would take the socks. These ones here I have are lovely. They're turtle socks, which represent inner peace. And so I would take the socks and I'd write notes of encouragement to people so that they knew that they weren't feeling alone and that they had a community surrounding them, and I would mail them to them. And when those socks would arrive in the mail to people, a plurge of happiness and joy and a sense of goodness would fill their hearts when these socks would arrive. So who knew a fun pair of socks could really brighten somebody's day? To date, I have sent out 50,000 pairs of socks around the world. Anybody can get socks. We are all humanity. No one is left behind. Jessica, if you would like a pair of socks, please reach out to me anytime.
That's what I was going to say. We are all out of time. Very quickly, how do they reach you?
Through social media at The Real Sock Project, or email teacherjessicalynn@gmail.com.
That's it. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Bye.
The one to make you stop, the icing on your cake, the cherry on the top. It's heaven in my heart, and we could find you some space. I don't wanna talk down, I don't wanna be a wrecker. I just know it can be better, be better, be
Their latest announcement comes in the way of a new look uniform. The team's new helmet displays a stylized S with an accent of black and silver.
Ah, yes. It was 1985. That year, Nintendo was released, and so was a new Rough Rider logo and uniform, the one you see today. And this is rare footage of the unveiling. At the time, the Saskatchewan Rough Riders wanted to appeal to younger fans, so it was out with the old and in with the new. The release also came during the 75th anniversary of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders and included a Pride 75 patch on the shoulder. The riders who modeled the new uniforms at the press conference were Craig Ellis and Darryl Clardy. Clardy was a 6'1" running back from Indiana State, described as an all-purpose back, and he liked the new unis.
As far as uniforms go, I think they're pretty sharp. I like these new shiny pants, and I particularly like the white jersey with the emblem on it. It shows up pretty good.
The Rough Riders get a new logo in 1985.
And if you want to check out more classic sports moments from the days of Wilco and wood finish televisions, you can check them out on our website.
С кем ты сейчас встречаешься?
Ревнуешь?
6 months ago, model and actress Ksenia Daniela Hromolova's life changed forever. When Heated Rivalry premiered on Crave back in November, it would become a global phenomenon.
Happy
happens so fast, you know? You don't really expect, I think, these things to happen so quickly with so much momentum. But I really appreciated that it did. I think it was good that it also came out during the holidays and people were at home and they'd go on the internet and talk about it, and, you know, other people would be like, ooh, I should watch that.
You're an awesome player to watch.
Yes.
In case you haven't heard, based on Rachel Reed's book, Heated Rivalry is a queer romance drama about rival ice hockey players Shane Hollander and Ilya Rozanov and their years-long secret relationship.
Cut. Good. One more.
The series was written and directed by Montreal's Jacob Tierney. He had read the books and DM'd author Rachel Reed.
I didn't know what I could do with it, but I knew I loved it. And I thought, you know, if I love it, maybe other people might love it too. So I just trusted my gut that I just thought it was such a great story and that it was different.
It is fitting the Toronto-born model and actress of Russian and Trinidadian descent was cast to play Svetlana Petrova, Rozanov's childhood friend and occasional love interest. All of her lines are in Russian, which is her first language.
I thought it was a really, really interesting story. I really liked how, especially the women characters were written, even though they're not the center focus, they are still part of these characters' lives, and they still feel like real people. They don't just feel like pawns to be used in their story. So I thought that was really interesting. And again, the story is so compelling and so emotional. So
the series of books is called Game Changers, and for Tierney, already a multiple award winner, the project has changed his life.
It's very nice. You know, obviously, Heated Rivalry opened up a world of opportunity for me that I'm incredibly grateful for. And yeah, it's very exciting.
This is such a bad idea. What this?
Andrea Case, CTV News.
How much pressure do you feel? One man in Vancouver is using his powerful brain and his trusty bike to spread positivity.
And with such an impressive memory, it's easy to find something to celebrate every single day. Adam Sawatsky reports.
When O'Neill Heppel looks back at a photo of himself as a boy with one of his first bikes
that my parents bought me at Wolco,
he never forgets the feeling of riding it for the first time after enduring a long Ontario winter.
When it was April the 1st, it was just so exciting.
He also always remembers the day this picture was taken.
That was June the 3rd.
You see, O'Neill has a remarkable memory for all dates.
I don't really want to remember bad stuff.
So he chooses to only recall the best. Other people's birthdays.
The most popular day is March 25th. I met 17 people on that day.
He meets most people on his bike and has memorized more than 600 of their birthdays and counting.
When I see someone, I don't remember their name, I remember their date of birth.
And they remember that O'Neill rides his bike, which is not an e-bike, everywhere, every day, no matter the weather.
People still look at me and says, hey, you're crazy, but again, it's a good crazy.
Because O'Neill also remembers how many kilometers he's cycled.
431,000 kilometers.
Half a million?
Yeah, almost 500,000. I've been keeping track since January 1st, 1997.
He records every ride in this notebook, including a recent trip to a faraway town, totaling 300 kilometers, which he did in 17 hours over one day.
This time, I had so much energy, I could have just went riding for another 40K.
Because cars and buses can feel confining, O'Neill says, but cycling is freeing.
It's a stress-free environment when you're riding a bike. Just keep on riding, just makes me stay positive.
Which inspires O'Neill to spread that positivity. Whether it's by contacting all those people to wish them happy birthday, which he can do multiple times a day, or encouraging them to get back on their bikes and ride like they're a kid again on the first day of spring.
Just go for it. Yeah, just go for it. Yeah.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Vancouver.
Oh, tomorrow we're going to learn about how easy or difficult it might be to bike to work, because it's Bike to Work Day. Mike Sion is going to hop on his two-wheeler. Unless he's got a tandem bike. If he has a tandem bike, I hope he and Cooper are on there.
Everyone can join in.
Yeah. Everybody. Me too. Oh, man, I really want a tandem bike in the worst way. Let's do one more sidebar, and then let's get on to our Wednesday. So it turns out a familiar face has returned to the Barrie Public Library. Daisy Duck has landed at the downtown branch's rooftop garden. There she is. For more than 10 years, Daisy's been returning each spring to hatch her ducklings. So fun fact, if a bird learns to fly from a location, that's where they come back to. My wife, the ecologist, taught me this, so
Yes.
that's why you see a goose. You see a goose at
ducks
Costco.
live?
I don't. That's a great question. I don't know their
Wow.
lifespan, but that's why sometimes you see a goose that's at Costco and lives there.
Yeah.
That's where they learn to fly. So
Yeah, goose, seagulls,
interesting.
all
return back there.
all the things. Well, that's really sweet. I love her. I'm happy for her.
Daisy in her new home. I love
Daisy.
ducks.
All right, let's take a look now. The Queen hosted some VIDS at Clarence House on Tuesday.
You got tripped up by that.
Very important dog.
Yeah, instead of VIPs, it was VIDs, but we never see VIDs. So.
So that was really confusing. She met 2 Labradors, both representing the Medical Detection Dogs charity. They're highly trained cancer detection specialists, and they did a demonstration for her.
Isn't that fabulous?
Smart puppies.
Well, I hope everybody at
Incredible.
home out there gets to have a wonderful Wednesday. I'm going home to take care of my sick 19-month-old, so
Yeah.
it's nothing but slobber and wet noses for the rest of the day. Enjoy your Wednesday.